Anybody who hasn't signed up for the giveaway, put your name and throw it in the hat. Hopefully everybody's doing great. Everybody had a great beach season. Did everybody have a great beach season? Yeah. Good. Good. It's the after season that I'm worried about. So welcome everybody. We are going to start by having our BAB report.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Those 3 questions, right? I think so.
Well, everybody gets to pepper you with questions. Tell everybody your name and where your hive is at.
All right, my name's William Tager, and I'm in Spanish 4. In that area.
How old are you?
I'm 14. I turn 15 tomorrow, though.
Okay.
Alrighty.
You get the biggest cinnamon roll back there.
All right, sweet. All right, I'm gonna read this. All right, so I was supposed to talk about my experience as being a BAB winner, and then what I've learned this past year, and then what I'm planning on for next year. So, my experience as a BAB winner this year for beekeeping has been really fun for me. I was able to get 2 hives, which one of them was a BAB hive. I also got a new hive that I installed. I thought that was really cool and fun. I've got a medium hive, and then I got a deep hive. My nuke is obviously in the deep hive. I lost my queen during the summer. I have no idea how I did. I think I squished her, to be honest. Yeah. And then, so we were going through, and there's a whole bunch of queen cells. There's like 10 maybe on one frame, and we just kind of let them do their own thing, and I got a queen. She's got a really good brood pattern and all that. I didn't get to harvest a lot of honey because they're still building out the comb for the frames. And so yeah, and then I treated with the Swedish towel method. That works really well for me. It was super easy too. I like that method a lot. And then a few things I learned this past year. I don't think I really realized how sticky the hive would get with all the propolis. It gets like really sticky with your gloves, and it's super annoying. And then I also didn't realize how busy I'd be. Like I'm always in the hives, checking on them. And then I've learned how to like prepare sugar water to feed them, and how to treat them with the Swedish towel method. I've like learned how like they'll build comb out a lot quicker if you're feeding them constantly and things like that. I don't know what it feels like to be stung yet. Haven't been stung yet. My mom got stung trying to record me pulling out some frames, and she came up and just stung her right in the hand. And then for next year, I'm planning on I want to have 3 hives. I want them all to be medium because I can like interchange the frames, and it'll be a lot easier with that. And then I want to get like maybe 1 or 2 of these like super mini hives, and their like frames are like about this big. I thought those would be really cool. And then my brother's interested. He's thinking about writing and trying to be a BAB winner. He wants to get a hive. And then my mom's thought about it, of getting her own hive as well. And then I want to set up like a swarm trap, and then hopefully get a free hive off of that. I think that'd be cool. And then my goal is at least 100 pounds of honey next year. And yeah, that's my thing.
Good job. Thank you, William.
Wait a minute, you can't go yet.
Anybody got any questions for me?
Anybody have any questions?
I do.
All right.
So what made you get into beekeeping? Do you have a parent or a family member that is a beekeeper?
My grandpa in Omaha, Nebraska, he started it a year before me. And he like came over one time just showing me all this cool stuff, and I thought it was really cool. So I was like, I'll do it. And I bought a book and read about it. Just got into it. So yeah.
Why do you want to do the little hives?
They're like super easy to move around, and you can sell like a frame for like $15 or something
So
like that.
that's the one with the comb or the wax that they have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
natural comb.
Yeah.
You said you're in Spanish Fork.
Yeah.
Was your home close to some fields with alfalfa, or were you just?
Yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm like up. There's like there's fields, and then like up like a hill. That's where my house is.
What are you doing for winter?
To be honest, I haven't figured that out yet. I'll put it on a sugar board. I don't know if I'll like wrap them around. Still deciding on that, but will definitely block off the wind because it's super windy in Spanish Fork. So, anything else? No? All right, we'll go sit down.
Good job.
And if you have any friends that you know that want to do it, have them do it too. And we as beekeepers, if we see somebody in our neighborhood that you think, you know, a young man, it can be a woman too.
I was gonna say.
It can be a woman too. You know, talk to them and see if they want to do it, because it is that much fun. Okay, next part. Oh, do we want to do the drawing already? Gonna do the drawing already?
Well, we got the drawing, the presidency, or the elections, and then we got the honey tasting.
Okay, well,
So if you have not got your name in the hat, we have some people coming in. You need to get your name on a piece of paper here to get in.
and if you have honey, you can bring it up here and put it on the table.
Yes.
You brought,
If you've got honey, put up there, put your name on a piece of paper and get in the hat.
and just put where it's from. Just right. It's fruit.
Safe up here for drawing?
Yeah, he's got it. Where's your honey from?
Do you have your wife here with you? Yeah, great. No. No, 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 no.
Here, right where you're, right where you're. Oh.
All right, you guys didn't get paper in. You want to be in on the drawing?
We did.
They did.
You did? Okay. Everybody's got in there?
Thank you.
All right, so what we have for drawing are our beekeeping group makes essential oils, and what's in it is on here. And the instructions are also on here. And it's good to add to your sugar water. It helps the bees' gut and helps keep them healthy. It also, you increase it if you want to increase brood production. So in the spring, we do a little bit more to our sugar water. And how much we're doing on that is here. And these are valued at $20. And so we have 3 of those.
Is that like the vitamins kind of?
It's essential oils, but it has, let me tell you here. It should be on here, but here we go. We did a spring class about it once. Spearmint, lemongrass, thyme, eucalyptus. But like thyme is good, thyme is good for the tracheal mite, for their, anyway. So there's a lot of good things in there.
So that's a mixture of all those oils.
Yeah. And shake it when you do it, if you get one. So I shake it, and then when I do my sugar water, I heat my water up on the stove and get it boiling hot. And I have a big half-gallon jar that I mix it in. So I put my sugar into that, put my boiling water, and then I add my water, stir it, and then I take about a third of it, put it in my blender, and put my oil in the blender, because it's got the oils and lecithin, you need it to emulsify. So I let it blend really well, and then I put it back in with the rest of it and stir it before I give it to my bees.
Is that something that you would use at this time of year?
I use it, well, I'm not feeding my bees. You could add it to your sugar board when you're making your sugar board, but it goes in the liquid. Okay, 3 of them. You ready?
Okay, we're ready?
Drum roll?
Drum roll.
Please, who wants to win? Whoever this is. Ammon Paxton.
Woo! All right.
Ammon, come up.
Yay!
Jonathan Shaw.
Yay!
And Harrison Webster.
Yay!
That.
Okay, the next one is 2 certificates for free membership.
For 2023. And if you need to make sure, you're gonna have to remind me, so, because Jen isn't here for me to let her know to put you on the membership list. Okay. Kirsten Traeger.
Yay, good job.
Becky Mack.
Yay.
Thank you.
The next one is the framework for a candy board. Ron made this, and then he's got this board that you slide in here, so as you're packing your sugar in. He covers his with wax paper. I personally like paper towels because they're absorbent. The wax paper kind of repels the moisture. So stick it in there. And then on our website, we put the recipe out last month. If you don't know what it is, message me and I'll send it to you. So,
Here, you can take.
Got 10 deep,
is it what?
10 deep. Is it a deep one?
This?
Yeah.
It's for a 10 frame, yes.
That's what I mean. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Langstra. Stephanie Elkins.
Yay.
Then last but not least
Is a quilt box.
is a quilt box.
And then I just go get the cedar shavings, like you put in a hamster cage. And I fill this in. I leave a hole because I run migratory. So I leave a hole up there for ventilation. And this is Stephanie Shaw.
Woo.
You want to?
Oh, you can fix somebody else, very awesome.
Arlen Sargent.
Hey, yay. Nice.
Okay,
That's it
That's
for the
it.
drawings.
now we're going to draw out of here
Who's going to be the
for
president?
president.
Huh? So how do you want to do this?
So tonight we're going to elect 2023's UCBA board members. It's volunteerism at its finest. We usually have an in-person board meeting 2 to 3 times a year, definitely in the spring, well, after the first of the year as we're planning for the year. And then we have another one where we kind of set the agenda for what we're doing and whatever we need. We have a lot of communication going back and forth between us on email. And I would say that it's very rewarding. I would count some of my dearest friends that I've met being on this, Terry being one of them, is that it's been very good. Also, if I have a question, they're my first go-to of people that I give a call to if I'm having issues. So we have a president, we have vice president, we have,
on the board, would that help the right?
yeah, that would
If I have a
help.
marker.
Might have to go to another room and get a marker.
Is there a marker in there?
I don't see one here.
Oh, okay. Never
Might
mind.
have to go to another room and get one.
Let me see.
Anyway, so president, vice president, we have an east-west mentor, we have secretary treasurer. It's been Jen White. I don't know if she's interested in still doing it. That one to me is a really valuable person because there's a lot of institutional knowledge that comes with receiving the money from PayPal and from Venmo and keeping track of everything. We
Since she's
have.
not here, she ought to be it. right?
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Janelle and Norm were our BAB coordinators last year. That's another big person that they coordinate with. Lee Knight and Oliveras out of California to get us bees. Let's see. Daniel has been doing our IT. He's been doing the Facebook webpage. He's been doing our videography that goes out so that people that aren't here, it goes out on our newsletter so that people can watch our meeting. He's been very valuable and upped our game with that. Mike Schaefer has been our swarm coordinator for the last couple of years, and I talked to him today and he said he'd be willing to do it again if you guys are interested in it. That is a big job in the spring. And it is thankless, and it is on the phone, and it is trying to keep people happy.
I'll let him keep doing it then.
That's
He
a
wants to do that.
farm field coordinator. Emily has been doing that. So in the spring and the fall, we go do with the Utah Farm Bureau Association. For second graders, we go do a presentation for 4 days. That's pretty fun. Newsletter, Laura's been doing it. She said she'd be willing to do it again. So president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, swarm coordinator.
Webpage.
Our Daniel and Ben did that. My goal, and I have no idea what I'm going to be helping do this year, but my goal is that we do something, I don't know, Daniel, with our webpage, whether we kick out the money or what we do to improve that. You got secretary, treasurer, swarm coordinator, IT, webpage, farm field coordinator, BAB coordinators,
Oh, bad.
mentors, north and, or east and west.
What do the mentors do?
So they help with our new beekeepers. They field the calls and then they either match them up with somebody or they go out themselves. I know that Caleb and Ron went out themselves and did a lot of one-on-ones with new beekeepers.
So I'm just gonna say, I kind of got volunteered last year.
You got voluntold?
I got voluntold I was gonna be president. And when you have people behind you to help you do things, and you have a good people behind you, it's pretty dang easy. And Shelley's done a great job
And
this year.
just people doing their job. And some of the things that we've done this year, you guys already know, we did the big group buy. Right after the first of the year, we signed up and Martin was instrumental in organizing that with a company out of California. And so we did that. There's something else big that we did. What?
I think what Martin was saying is easy, so he wants to do it.
That was a lot of work.
I voluntold.
What?
You
For what?
voluntold?
You want
You voluntold him
Are
to
you
be
voluntold?
president
I'm
again?
volunteering you.
to be what? To do what?
To do it again.
To do which?
To be president.
I second that.
Well, if I do it again, I need great people behind me.
They're already there.
Well, we're trying to give opportunities to
But
other
not
people.
only that, we need some new blood, new ideas, new people. I mean, it can't be every month of being the Shelley show of, because I usually present things that I'm interested in and I want to have. Yes, Norm?
Along with what you're saying, a lot of times people feel like, I don't know enough to do anything. And you know what? None of us do, or we're learning as we go. And so if you don't know enough, that's great. You'll learn more by helping than by sitting on the sidelines. You know, I see this in several of the boards I sit on. I don't know enough to help, volunteer to help. So, what it's worth.
Okay, are you willing, Martin?
Okay, I'm willing.
Okay, all in favor of Martin being president?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Voluntold.
Thank you, Martin.
I will do it for one more year. Then
Okay,
I'll give the opportunity to somebody else.
okay. All right, vice president. What?
I'd be willing for it.
Great, Chris, thank you. I nominate Chris. Is anybody all in favor of Chris being?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, secretary treasurer. Do you want me to call and see if Jen's still interested in doing it?
Yeah, because that makes life a lot easier. because she knows all the bank accounts and everything. Well, let's talk about some of the other ones. Daniel, are you still willing to do multimedia?
Yes, but I'm willing to open it up. Anyway.
Is anybody else willing to
Does
do-
anybody else have the expertise with videography?
Cameras.
That's his, yes.
I was gonna say, you look like you're set up for that.
A little bit.
Well, he's set up to do anything fun and exciting because I caught him up here with his Polaroid camera that I haven't seen for a long time taking Polaroids. So kudos to you. How about, let's go down, how about farm field days? It's 2 activities a year. People sign up, volunteer. They're really good about, all you got to do is make sure, like, the presentation hive is there.
So, yeah, you set up the display, and make sure that people are notified. Everybody's been very willing to sign up and,
Volunteer their time.
volunteer, and so it's just a matter of coordinating, make sure that people are there.
Anybody?
We did it this year, it was a lot like Herndon Casper, it was a lot of fun. There, second.
It is, those 5 minutes go so fast, and those kids are so
5
much
minutes isn't
energy.
long enough. You're doing it, I'm trying fast enough. I'll wait too short, we'll do it again.
You'll do it again?
Yeah, cold days.
Hey, we're getting there.
Great.
How about mentors? Mentors easy.
Ron said he'd be willing to do again, so he's.
So Ron would be
excited.
east?
But here's the caveat, if his mother passes away and their life is freed up, they are putting in to go on a mission very quickly. So right now, as long as his mother's alive, they'll be here and he will be.
You know what? And we have enough good people here that I'm sure somebody else would volunteer if something happened to Ron, right? Right?
Yes.
Even I would go out and help. I did it last year. Okay, West. I'm going to volunteer Caleb.
It's just Caleb and our hive's the only ones registered on the west side, so is Caleb gonna do it again?
Do you guys want to do it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do we know enough to do it?
Yes, you know enough to do it. Do you know when you're looking in the hive, whether it's clean right? Do you know how to help somebody put bees into a hive, like a package of bees in there? Those are the main things. And then, instructing people of feeding and when it's time to check for mites, and those are the main things that I've been involved in.
So west side meaning west side of the
Yeah,
lake?
Yep.
Yeah.
west side of the freeway.
Oh,
Okay.
freeway. Oh,
Freeway.
Yeah.
freeway, I was thinking of what.
Okay, you told me.
Yeah.
I'll be calling you for help.
That's fine. That's what we're all here for, is to help each other.
I can be a backup to him, because I'm not on the west
The
side.
idea behind the coordinator is not to be the be-all, do-all.
No,
It's
it's,
to
help-
help
to help
find
match
who
people up.
Can help others.
And Jen, she has a list, so Jen's got the whole membership list and addresses, and so she can give you people that are out there, and you can match somebody up one-on-one, so that it isn't, like Daniel's saying, it isn't a burden to just one person to be doing everything.
Yeah, like I've been a mentor this last year, and for a young girl, 20 years old, just getting started in bees, and she did wonderfully. She lost all of her bees just recently, though, and she had 2 hives, lost them both. But anyway, I would be happy to do that on a needed basis, but I don't think I can do the coordinator stuff. But I'd be happy to help somebody, so I'd get on to that.
you guys good?
Yeah, fine.
Okay,
Hi.
it's
Do
the,
you want
help me
to be
out.
that coordinator?
Elkins. Okay. Elkins.
What? No, maybe. We're doing elections right now.
Okay. Bab.
I got Janelle on the phone.
And Janelle says,
She said,
drum roll, please.
I will do it with you. I will do it with Janelle.
Okay, anybody want a second, Janelle? And
Second.
I will do it with you.
Okay, done.
Okay.
Oh, this is treasurer secretary. Did you ever get hold of?
I should have, huh?
Give me another year.
Give you another year? Are you kidding me? I haven't gotten a hold of her. I nominate Jen White. If she doesn't
Jen
want
White,
to do it,
yeah.
we will pick somebody else.
She's up with it.
Web page. Who knows a lot about web pages?
So Daniel, my idea was, I think I told you, I had gone, my brother in Missouri, he lives close to St. Louis in Wentzville, Missouri, wants to get in bees. So I recommended him getting involved in their local bee association, kind of like ours. So I went and found the local bee group of his, and their web page is fabulous.
So let me, I'm sorry.
Easy to access, to get in and navigate, to find things. Our webpage has been broken, difficult, and there isn't very many people that can get in and make changes and fix it.
And you get what you pay for, and that's the unfortunate.
I know, so here's my idea, is to contact this local bee group, have whoever is the webmaster, to contact them, find out who designed it, contact the designer, and find out how much it would cost for us
So
to.
you're talking a one-time thing, like.
Well, the problem, you know, with being our little, not voluntary, what am I saying, nonprofit, is that it's not like we have funds coming in to maintain. There are some of these web pages that make hundreds of dollars a month to man and keep a web
So
page
it kind of needs
going.
to be something that's gonna be, just takes care of itself. pretty
Yeah,
much.
that or that they
Designed
train
well.
somebody that's designed well so that each page, and I'm not sure on the different languages, that each page can be edited by somebody in our group. That's my dream. But right now, we have a very in my opinion, very dysfunctional page. And it has caused that people do not use the page anymore because the information in there is difficult to change, difficult to access, even signing up for BAB on it or any of the information on there. So that's just according to Shelley. So I would like the board to decide on freeing up some funds to do that. The other thing for next year, I've been in contact with the leadership of Wasatch Beekeeping Group, which encompasses Salt Lake, and they'd like to get together with us and pool some money and maybe bring in a national speaker to come in and speak to us. So those are just some ideas that we have for this next year.
Let me just make a comment on the website. I agree with you, Shelley, 100%. It's outdated, it's wrong, we don't use a lot of it. The events, the calendar in the front it's not kept up. And I'm very interested in this, but I'm not I can't code. But as far as Word and all those other things, I'm fairly good at that. I would like to work with the webmaster to get what we have now revised to where we can have just general people can change the document.
Yeah, and I would like to know, is it even worth our money to keep or to invest in what we have as a platform right now, or whether to wipe that clean and try to get a new
We
product?
should wipe it clean, there are
Shelley,
templates out there.
One of our fellow members here, does this for,
Hey,
a
Libby.
living.
There you go.
I just got off the phone with him. He said he'd be willing to look into it to see what
Oh, beautiful.
he could possibly do
Yeah, beautiful.
for it.
There you
So,
go.
name's Scott Downey.
There you go.
Well, you have to, in order to revise it, we've got to have somebody who knows code.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does.
So-
I just need to know how sick the cow is.
If it's to a point where it needs to be a new page, he could make a new page.
Yeah.
It just, we just need to get.
I'm just gonna put his name down for Scott, and I'm sure we could get other people like Terry to help, and just, I think a coordinated effort to do something, it's not gonna be a long-term thing to do. And if we make it simple and easy, I think, Shelley, you're
I
right.
talked to Blaine Nay, who is the webmaster for the Utah Beekeepers Association, and he built theirs. It's a good website. He built it with Wild Apricot, I think it's called. I mean, it's like a Wix, or it's something where people who know a little bit about it, but don't have to be coders to make a website. And so he's made their website, but we need to have somebody who knows that if the server goes down, what do? You gotta have somebody who's a techie to understand that. But
I have some experience, I'd be willing to help out if needed.
Great, tell me your name.
Kevin Dodge.
Great.
are you an
And
IT
before,
I do back-end development, I've done front-end development, I probably worked my way through it.
so before, if you're on the board that we've elected, please don't leave without us getting phone numbers and stuff and emails, because we initially communicate by email and then we do get together as a board. But, yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, yes. What else do we have?
Farm
Farm-
IT and video still. We got farm days. That's
Well, Daniel, if you're willing,
yeah. Daniel,
Okay.
you're still willing? Okay.
Thanks, Daniel.
Which I really like the videos things. Old guys, we usually do.
Okay.
I'm glad that.
Can we just do something really quick, because I probably should have done it before. Let's just appreciation. Let's just clap for everybody who all their efforts they put in this year from the board. May not be continuing. I know without Shelley nothing would happen. So
Yay, Shelley.
Exactly.
okay, now comes the fun time, right? Okay. Yes, honey tasting. How do you want to? We have different ones up here.
So I'm gonna just explain. I don't know if you remember last month, we talked about infused honey. So I said, I'm going to try and do freeze-dried and put the freeze-dried in with the honey. So when Ron brought me over his honey, that's exactly what he's doing. Instead of just putting fruit that has moisture into honey and watching it to make sure you don't turn to mead, the freeze-dried fruit has zero moisture to it and added to honey. So he went to a farmer's market up in Washington State, and a guy was selling packages, a third of a cup of pulverized fruits, so raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, and just a little third a cup for $10. And then he was selling, the man up there was selling infused honey for big bucks. So anyway, Ron says it's a third of a cup of powder to the honey, so I want you to come taste it. So that's his infused, this is kind of
How much money?
for a quart, so.
So third of a cup for a quart?
Yes, for a quart,
I was gonna
sorry.
say, 'cause
Yeah,
that would be-
and I wanna try jalapeno because
That could be good.
it's really good, especially like
Whoa.
marinating on chicken or that kind of stuff is really good. So I want you to taste that. I think it's really good. I think they're onto something, and when Jonathan's got a freeze dryer too, and they got a lot of honey this year. Maybe we could just go around and see how people did on their honey harvest.
I got about 50 pounds. It was crazy.
I didn't weigh mine, but I got probably about 3 gallons.
Off one hive, this is our first year, off one hive, we got almost 6 gallons.
Wow.
We ended up having to put, we took 2 supers off, and we ended up putting the other one back on because the weather was so nice. And we just filled it up.
You guys did great.
Wow, where do you guys live? Is that?
Saratoga Springs, southern end of Saratoga Springs, so they're just right up against the field.
I know what you're giving for Christmas.
There's no big competition out there.
Yeah.
No, there
yeah.
isn't.
Except, I think the
Except
nearest hive is
Caleb's.
Caleb's, you know, but he's still about 3 miles away, so.
Wow.
So what does that translate to in pounds? Do you know?
How about how it's 6 gallons?
11.99 is
11.99
pounds per gallon.
Well, then I had a lot more than that. I took 10 gallons off my hive.
We got 15 gallons off of 7 hives.
You have 7 hives?
And we started out with 0. Well, we started out with 2, and we did some splits and stuff, but 11. Yeah, we did really well. 12 Spanish worms.
Becky didn't take honey this year. You guys,
We don't know yet.
they didn't.
Anybody else take Chris?
We,
3 gallons.
gallons.
we had a total of six colonies. We did a cutout pretty late in the season. A full frame or a full super went to them. On just 8 frames, we pulled 3.5, 4 gallons. We only spun that much, and everything else has been saved for bees for spring.
I got 50
Wow.
pounds.
You did?
I didn't take it, I left it for the bees.
I stole it all.
Did you say, oh, Ron said I should have taken it. I'm like, well, why? I don't need it for bees.
Ours were up by the Two Oaks Temple, we had that year, off the 8 hives, we 4.5 gallons.
Wow.
Sorry.
Were they just not bringing it in? Because I had a bad year
You
too.
don't like honey.
I'm on that page also, I didn't have enough to even spin this year.
I know, so I'm in Linden, so I'm not as far north as you guys, but I'm on that east side, and I mean, there was a lot, they did a lot for my garden just busted, my garden nuts, so I know they were out there pollinating, but it didn't translate into honey for me.
Was it really dry out there?
Well, I'm giving them water, and I mean, we water our garden and
I know,
stuff,
but,
so.
yeah, for the flowers and stuff. I
Same
know.
story in Pleasant Grove, too. You got skunk.
You did? I wonder what that is, if it's something over on the east side. Of course, Martin's did well in Orem.
North
Cedar
Orem.
Cedar Hills, too, there's good life things that they didn't get.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of a few things. I thought it was weird, even the other day, they were still bringing pollen back to my hives. I don't know where they were getting the pollen from, but they were still bringing pollen back to the hives.
Well, this year was the best year I've had in a long time, so I don't know, and it was so dry, I thought it's gonna be a wash, but it's the biggest year I've had, so I don't know what happened there. I don't understand it.
Where do you live? Where do you live? Where do you
It was in Spanish Fork.
Kind of short. Well, come up and try, and Shelley has her famous,
Could I ask a question on infusion first?
Yes.
It's the timing of when you instill something into it. How long does it take, or do you just do it and keep tasting it? until
and there's
you like it?
toothpicks up here
And
too.
you have to be careful because as the honey is hydrolyphic, it wants to suck moisture, and so as it sucks it out of that fruit, you can spoil really quickly. So I would say to not do it over 2 weeks.
So as you do fresh.
Yeah.
But the dried, if you did the.
The dried, you can just add it to it and mix it into your taste and let it go.
So you immediately get the taste, you mix it in.
Yeah, that's what
It
it's
doesn't-
gonna
oh. What about vanilla? Remember last year, somebody brought vanilla, it was really good.
I think that was Ron too, so.
Vanilla bean?
Yeah. But the vanilla bean is very, very dry. So again, I would add the vanilla bean, and you can scrape the little vanilla seeds in there and they would be fine. If you're leaving the whole bean, I would pull the bean out after.
Yeah, because that is really.
I've left mine in for 2 years and it just gets stronger and stronger.
Your vanilla?
Yep.
Hey, there you go.
Yes, it's the taste.